Here's how I took myself from looking like this to looking like this. Let's go.
For anyone doubting me, here's the dates.
If you're gonna wanna make unrecognizable changes the way I did so quickly, you're gonna have to follow these 3 pillars strictly. Pillar 1 is nutrition, aka tracking your macros, figuring out your base metabolic rate, etc. Number 2 is your training and recovery, going to the gym, building muscle, burning more calories for your day, and recovering are great ways to get to these results. And finally, the 3rd pillar, environmental decisions. Going out and drinking, feeling fatigued throughout the week, not walking enough, can lead to poor quality of everyday health. By locking in these 3 pillars, you'll be able to progress just as quick as I did or even surpass me. Let's jump into the first one.
To calculate your maintenance calories, you're going to take 4.536 times your weight in pounds, then add 15.88 times your height in inches, and subtract 5 times your age. Add 5 if you're a guy, and subtract 161 if you're a girl. Taking the total number that you just calculated based off your activity, multiply it by one of these. For example, if you're moderately active and you calculated 2,000, multiply it by 1.55 to get 3,100.
Take a second to go back or pause the video to figure out that number for yourself. Alternatively, you can search up a base metabolic rate calculator online and try to figure it out like that. You got it? Great. Let's figure out your macronutrient profile. Let's make this very simple. Take your body weight and multiply it by 0.8 to 1 gram for your protein intake. Now take that same body weight and multiply it by 0.35 to 0.5 grams for your fat intake. Now multiply times 4 to that protein number and multiply times 9 to that fat number. You will add those 2 together, then subtract it from your total maintenance calories and divide it by 4 in order to figure out your carb intake. If you're looking to lose weight, I recommend multiplying that maintenance calorie number by 0.8 to 0.85. This puts you in a 20 to 15% calorie deficit. If you're trying to gain weight, look to put around 100 to 150 calories on top of your maintenance calories in order for a lean bulk, not putting on much fat. If you want to make sure you're putting on some weight, I'd bump that up to about 200 to 250 excess calories. If you're in a calorie deficit and are looking to lose weight, I would recommend being on the lower spectrum of the fat intake and the higher spectrum of the protein intake, because protein burns more calories per gram. Here are some things to look out for. Your hormonal health. You don't want to drop your fats below the given numbers I showed you. I personally did that and my testosterone tanked. Don't repeat my mistakes. You need fats to keep your hormones in check. Tracking and weighing out your food. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this forever. I'm just saying if you do it for maybe a month, even 2 months, you'll get a great idea of what real portions and macronutrient profiles look across the entire day's worth of eating. This will give you a great idea in moving forward and really just changes your perspective on food as a whole. Finally, fiber. Eating about 30 grams to 40 grams of fiber is about 120 to 160 calories that you're gonna burn because those fibers are insoluble. They're great for burning calories and they're also great at keeping you full through slowing down digestion. They also play a nice healthy role in increasing your microbiome gut profile, which I won't dive into right now. Now that we got the longest and most important part out of the way, let's jump into the training and recovery. Resistance training, aka lifting weights. In studies, this has been shown to grow more muscle and burn more fat opposed to just doing traditional cardio. So you technically never have to go hit that treadmill ever again. Going about 3 to 4 times to the gym per week allows for great recovery and great calories burned. Try not to go consecutively as to avoid burnout and recovery delay. Aim for about 30 to 1 hour's worth of active lifting. It shouldn't feel easy. Make sure to fuel about 1.5 to 2 hours before the gym with low fats, high carbs, and high proteins, and keep your fiber low. This is the optimal macros for pre-workout fuel. This may be one of the most important things you cannot skip out on. 7 to 9 hours worth of quality sleep. Remember, quality sleep, strict requirement. Tips for training and recovery. On rest days, I typically drop my carbs about 200 to 300 calories depending on the workout because I'm sitting around and I'm not actively depleting my glycogen storage. As you don't want excess amount of calories that can be converted into fat later on the day. Taking the right pre-workout with the right amount of supplements in it can enhance your performance and therefore lead to more muscle growth and fat loss. When I say recover, I mean it. If you have a rest day, make sure you're resting on those days. Maybe doing a light jog, pickleball, or even swimming is acceptable, but don't do any CNS fatiguing activities. Environmental decisions. If you see yourself going out once, twice, maybe even 3 times a week to go socially drinking with your friends, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but I'm saying it's definitely going to delay progress that you're looking for, whether that be muscle gain or fat loss. If feeling fatigued frequently, adjust your training volume and frequency according to your body. If you have a trackable like my Garmin, it tells me my training readiness according to my CNS, HRV, and my sleep score. Keep yourself on your feet and walking. Minimum 7,000 steps to increase your overall life expectancy. Every 5,000 steps you add to your day is about 200 to 300 extra calories that you can consume. And this is low intensity, so it targets your fat storage and doesn't impact overall recovery. And for my males out there, 12 to 13,000 steps is actually the optimal amount that you need for testosterone production. And finally, make sure you're consistent. Buildings aren't built in a day. They're built day by day, brick by brick. Stay consistent. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button, drop a like and comment down below. Let me know if you have any more questions or if you want me to dive deeper into any topics discussed in this video. I'll keep saying it, stay consistent, and you got more potential than you know.